Hey everybody, I'm Carrie and this is HGTV Handmade, and today we're going to be talking about wedding cakes. I personally am not getting married, but I know a lot of people who are, and I know that the best part of every wedding is the wedding cake. So today we're going to be talking about 3 DIY wedding cake toppers. To start, we're going to do peg dolls. These can be super expensive if you buy them online custom, but it's actually pretty easy to make. So we are going to do a couple of simple peg dolls, but you can get as creative as you want. Let's start with the bride. Since I'm not going off of any specific dress, I'm just going to do a basic sweetheart top. One of the most important things to remember is to make sure you do not paint over where your arms will be. So I like to just go ahead and do the outline first and then paint around. Now that the dress is done, I'm going to go in and add a little glam with a necklace. No need to get too crazy here. On to the hair. I like a sweeping bang just because it shows up nice from any angle. You can even use a bead if you wanted to do some sort of bun. Just paint it the same color as your hair and glue it right to the top. While the paint pens are great for the overall piece, a regular permanent marker works perfect for the eyes. Now that our bride is done, let's move on to the groom. In real life, generally the bride's gown is the most elaborate part, but for peg dolls, actually the tux is a little bit more difficult. Just like we added the arms for the bride, we're just gonna leave little hands on either side for the groom. Next, we're just gonna use a white paint marker to add in a shirt. Once the paint's dry, here comes the tricky part. It's not too bad, but you just have to go a little slower to get these little details. All right, now we're gonna give him some hair. Just like with the hands, it's easiest if you go in first and draw in his ears and then color around. Right now, we've just got a long black robe / dress. We're gonna go in, add a few details so he looks like he's wearing a nice little suit with a silver paint pen. So it's gonna look a little thick when you first start putting it on, but don't worry about it. After we get all of the lines done, we're gonna go back in with the black paint pen and go over some of this so it's a really nice thin line. So now that the groom is done, we're gonna go in with some itty bitty flowers and pick the one that's the right size for a boutonniere. I like this tiny one right here. I'm gonna secure this with a little bit of super glue. It'll ensure that your flower holds all day long. When it comes to flowers, we obviously can't leave out the bride. So we're gonna make her a tiny little flower crown, but if that seems a little too intense for you, try just using a bit of tulle and that'll give her a super cute veil. I think these turned out super cute, but if they're a little bit above your crafting skill level, this next project is gonna be picture perfect. This next wedding topper is incredibly easy. All you need is 16 gauge wire, some tiny little pliers, and 2 photos. We're gonna come back to that later. Start by straightening out the end of the wire. Estimate how long you want the stem to be, and then start working from there. As you can see, we formed a heart in the front, and now we're gonna create a spiral in the back to hold our photos. Now that we've created our little picture holder, we're gonna add in 2 small photos. And these are really fun to make. You just get the bride and groom to create little kissy faces on their own, put them together, and they're the perfect pair. This next project is the easiest yet. We're gonna start with chipboard letters from the craft store and a few skewers. First, decide which letters you wanna use. We're gonna spell out Mr. plus Mrs. Attach them to skewers using hot glue. Once the glue is dried, spray paint in your wedding colors. To finish, top with a coat of food-safe acrylic sealant. Now that these are dry, all we need is a cake. I don't know about you guys, but I think these cakes look almost too good to eat. Almost. Let me know in the comments below which is your favorite. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.